Today's video, I want to go over the huge update that the free-to-play PlayStation 4 title in Path of Exile is getting. Path of Exile has been one of the best free-to-play offerings on the PlayStation 4, and now it's gonna get even better with the update of Path of Exile Legion, and that's dropping very soon on June 10th. THQ Nordic is going to be one of the major publishers at E3, and they have so many games in development. The fact that THQ came back from the depths of hell and now they're at where they are at, and they have this many games in development, I find that to be absolutely shocking, but we'll talk all about that. And speaking of THQ, they've signed a lot of studios as well, so we'll go over that. A brand new real-time strategy title is coming to the PlayStation 4 this summer, and it looks pretty good. And The Sinking City, which is out pretty soon on June 27th, has gotten a brand new trailer, the Rant reality trailer. I'm really excited for that game, and that game is going super under the radar, so I wanted to bring some attention to that. But we'll talk that at the end of this video. First, let's talk all about Path of Exile Legion. It's dropping on June 10th. Path of Exile has been a great game, but now it's getting even better. The PlayStation blog has an in-depth post on it coming from Bex, the community director of Grinding Gear Games, and they talked a lot about the new content coming to Path of Exile Legion. They noted that Path of Exile Legion is no exception. It offers an exciting new twist on core Path of Exile gameplay that boasts a thrilling rush and endless replayability. As you explore, you'll discover timeless monoliths in every area. When you tag the monolith, you'll uncover legions from the history frozen in mid-battle. Dealing damage to these enemies will unbind them from their frozen state, but be careful not to bite off more than you can chew. Once the monolith's effect wears off, you'll then be thrust into combat with these freed warriors. But if you can handle the fray, you'll be met with lucrative rewards and power. Path of Exile Legion is also looking to introduce new ways to play. With this expansion, they're introducing several new skills based around two melee-based archetypes, the Blood and Sand Gladiator and Rage Berserker. These are said to sure be complemented by the huge overhaul to Path of Exile's melee combat system. They've revitalized the systems that affect melee gameplay the most to make them more powerful and feel more satisfying to play. This includes changes to movement skills, targeting, animation systems, accuracy, and more changes that they don't go all in depth on, but they said it's impossible to list them all, so take them for their word. In addition to those system changes, they've also rebalanced almost all melee skills to create an entirely new combat experience. They also talked a little bit about Path of Exile challenge leagues, and here's what they said. Each challenge league has standard and hardcore, standard being experience penalty on death, and then hardcore being permanent death mode. There are also solo versions of each of these event types where trading is disabled. For those who really love to push themselves, among the most compelling reasons to get involved in these new leagues is to take advantage of the fresh item economy. Explore the new game content and compete against other exiles on the rank ladder as you slay your way across. You can unlock exclusive cosmetic microtransactions that'll make your character look as powerful as you feel. The free-to-play market on PlayStation 4 is really heating up right now. We just had the release of Dauntless, and now we have Path of Exile Legion 2. If you buy a PlayStation 4 right now and you're playing games like Path of Exile Legion, you're playing games like Dauntless, and you're playing games like Warframe, you could honestly have a robust experience without even buying any games. Now, obviously, if you're buying a PS4, don't do that. Buy the great games. But if you want a ton of free-to-play offerings that you can invest a ton of time into, obviously the offerings right now are as good as they've ever been. Alright, moving on from that, E3 is coming up, and I know a lot of you guys are excited to see what Ubisoft puts out. Microsoft is prepping up a big conference with a lot of exciting announcements that are being rumored with their games, and there will be a lot of multi-platform games in Microsoft's conference as well. That From Software game is said to be revealed in that conference. That'll definitely be coming to the PlayStation 4. So even though Sony isn't there on the show floor with their own press conference this year, there's gonna be a lot of exciting stuff even if you exclusively own a PlayStation 4, and one publisher that might be going a little bit under the radar is good old THQ Nordic. THQ Nordic has been doing such an incredible job over the last couple of years. They've put out some great projects, and while I wouldn't say all of their games have been absolute home runs, they've found a business model that works, that's profitable, and that was really the issue with THQ. It was being a profitable operating business, but in the case of THQ Nordic, man, they've really remedied that. And even a game like Darksiders 3, it wasn't received the best critically or even commercially. However, that game broke even, and now they're making profit off the game. And at the end of the day, gaming is a business, and that's the idea. Even if the game isn't the best game in the world, if you're making money off of it, you're doing something right. And THQ Nordic has a lot of other exciting projects in the work. Most notably, it was noted that THQ Nordic and its subsidiaries currently have close to 80 games in development. That was stated in their financial reports, and this is what was said, and there's some other interesting tidbits in here as well, and we'll delve a little bit deeper on that. During the period, we signed multiple new projects, among them a new development agreement with 4A Games, the developers of the Metro franchise, for their upcoming, still undisclosed AAA project. By the end of the quarter, THQ Nordic, Deep Silver, and Coffee Stain had 80 games in development, of which 48 titles are currently unannounced. Now, all 80 of those titles aren't going to be big budget games. I'm sure a lot of those games are titles such as Saints Row the Third full package, that's a Nintendo Switch port, and other smaller games like that. However, a lot of those games are going to be compelling projects. They have games like Biomutant in the works, and as noted noted in the statement, they are in a partnership with 4A Games, the developers of Metro, to create a AAA project that's probably something completely different from the Metro games. That's very exciting for 4A Games to embark on something completely new alongside THQ Nordic. Whatever that may be, I'm very excited for it. THQ Nordic has also acquired Piranha Bytes, and with that, they've acquired the Gothic, Risen, and Alex IPs. Now, those aren't incredible RPGs, but I think with THQ Nordic backing them, maybe Piranha Bytes can actually do something really good, because I think the fundamentals are there for them to create something compelling. It's just that usually their games aren't fleshed out to the best extent, so hopefully THQ Nordic and Piranha Bytes is a good match, and they can put out something rather good. But again, THQ Nordic, close to 80 games in development. I imagine we're going to hear from a lot of them at E3, and it was actually noted that 2 major franchises are going to be making a comeback. I had speculated maybe we'll see Time Splitters, maybe we'll see Red Faction. In my ideal world, you know what I want to see? I want to see a Kingdoms of Amalur remaster or a Kingdoms of Amalur 2. That game is just so good. Unfortunately, it was a commercial disaster, but THQ Nordic acquired the rights to it. There's a reason they acquired the rights to it. Give me a remaster and then give me a sequel. That's the ideal route to go. And I think that game would do so well in 2019. I think the gaming audience would be absolutely all over it, but that's just speculation on my part. But I know a lot of you guys want that game as well. Alright, 2 things I want to note at the end. A real-time strategy game in Ancestors Legacy is coming to the PlayStation 4 this summer. This is coming from Destructive Creations, and they've announced a partnership with Splitgate Ironworks to bring Ancestors Legacy to PlayStation 4 this summer. Originally, it was announced for the Xbox One, but now it's coming to the PS4 as well. And it was noted Ancestors Legacy is a history-inspired real-time strategy game influenced by historical events in the Middle Ages. The game combines resource management and base building with large-scale squad battles across vast battlefields, all rendered in superb detail with Unreal Engine 4. Experience the medieval bloodshed like never before thanks to the cinematic action camera that puts you right in the middle of the battle at the press of a button. The game's key features tell 4 playable nations, 5 with downloadable content. That is $10.99 downloadable content, so kind of pricey. And it's got an extensive single-player campaign inspired by historical events, various modes of intense multiplayer battles, advanced tactical options combining the use of terrain, experience, and morale, cinematic battle camera view that puts you right in the center of the action, outstanding visual fidelity powered by Unreal Engine 4, and streamlined resource management and village construction. Again, Ancestors Legacy is coming to the PlayStation 4 sometime this summer, so be on the lookout for that. I know real-time strategy games and consoles necessarily don't go hand in hand. Those are more PC experiences, but this one looks pretty good. I like the historical element to it, and it could be a title to check out with a relatively dry period of game releases that we have in the summer. And lastly, I mentioned a dry period of releases, but The Sinking City will be out in the summer, and that'll be dropping June 27th, and this is a game that I'm really excited for. Am I expecting it to be an absolute home run? No, but I love the premise of the game. I love the presentation. I love the psychological elements of this game too, and they just put out a new trailer, the Ron Reality trailer, which really accentuates all of the elements that I'm really digging about the game in that psychological element. You're not playing as a character that's overpowered and can do all of these crazy things. You're playing as a detective that has his own issues, his own psychological issues, his own morale issues, and I think that's going to add a whole new layer to the game. We have seen more psychological games recently with titles such as Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, but The Sinking City looks to be an incredibly compelling game. Check out the Ron Reality trailer in its whole form for yourself. I don't imagine that the gameplay is going to be a standout of the game, but the presentation, the storytelling, and again, that atmosphere, I think that's going to be really well done, and I'm excited to see how this game turns out come June 27th. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, Path of Exile is getting a major update with Legion that's dropping June 10th. THQ Nordic is said to have around 80 games in development, and one of them being an unannounced AAA title by 4A Games, the developers of Metro, and they've acquired Piranha Bytes along with Gothic, Risen, and Alex IP, so they are making some major moves. The real-time strategy game in Ancestors Legacy is coming to the PS4 this summer, and Sinking City, that's out June 27th, but have a look at the Ron Reality trailer, link to that in the description box below. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.